have a semiconductor central specialist in terms of Greater Phoenix and Arizona. Mark, would you like to tell us something about the opportunities from Phoenix?
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it. It's great to meet you all. Mark Paratore, Vice President of Business Development at the Greater Phoenix Economic Council. GPEC, we're a globally recognized economic development organization with the mission of attracting and growing quality business and advocating for the competitiveness of Greater Phoenix. As others have mentioned on the call, obviously the federal funding and dollars, certainly help accelerate a region's, growth and opportunities. But there's a lot more that's entailed as far as an ecosystem that continues to be dynamic, whether that's from a federal funding capacity to higher ed institutions and academia playing a role to the private and public sector really engaging on those opportunities. Greater Phoenix really has been a leader in semiconductor development, dating back to the early 1950s with Motorola. And since then, we've really expanded those opportunities. And most significantly, I'm sure most have heard about the significant investments by both Taiwan Semiconductor Company, TSMC, as well as Intel, in the growth of the fabs and the foundries and opportunities here within Greater Phoenix, really being predicated on the National Chips and Science Act opportunities, but really ASU and some other partners really leaning into those opportunities as well. So ASU has launched 6 science and technology centers, a lot of which is around advanced materials, manufacturing automation, human performance, extreme environments, as well as sustainability and advanced communications. And chips really have been part of our collective DNA here within Greater Phoenix. Kind of dating back to kind of the early days. Back in 1950s, our population was around 217,000 or so as a region, and today we're over 5.1 million people. So when we think about the population growth and the activity that's really happened, Greater Phoenix is really a destination for global companies as you're looking to kind of penetrate the North American market. And kind of the shift when we think about somewhat of the 3 C's that we like to talk about, the 5 C's and kind of the history of Arizona, but really the 3 C's that are driving a lot of the conversation today is around chips, climate, and care. So the next one would be around climate technology. As Greater Phoenix, is home to revolutionary industries and emerging technologies that are reshaping the world, we feel we've got an opportunity to become the next climate tech hub of the U.S. And this is really through leveraging, Arizona's natural resources and all things being a business-friendly environment, a centralized location with really strong infrastructure. We can really pioneer the new photon economy and lead to climate tech innovation across direct air capture from carbon to hydrogen to water resiliency, and really leveraging Arizona being a proving grounds for that innovation. ASU is the #1 school for sustainability, and they were ranked #2 globally for the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and a large existing workforce with over 30,000 engineering students, and also part of the Global Futures and Sustainability Lab. Most recently, ASU led a Southwest Regional Direct Air Capture Hub that was recently selected for a DAC Hub award by the U.S. Department of Energy. So kind of going with the 3-letter acronyms, we talked a little bit about the DoD, now the DOE with this DAC Hub. But once again, this funding will help continue to play a role in fueling opportunities for companies to participate, both the public and private sector partnership opportunities. Plus you have the Inflation Reduction Act, as well as others in various tax credits. And then finally, just shifting, as we talk about healthcare, I think Mindy had mentioned, I think I'm going to put Arizona as part of like the heartland, as you talked about, kind of the coastal markets being the beneficiary for, kind of global companies kind of penetrating North America. But, Arizona is now a destination for that, and really healthcare being part of our collective DNA, as we think about the pulse of the market. And the expansion from, just clinical trials and patient care delivery to more innovation driven with research centers and investments that are fueling next gen startups, corporations, and innovators across the globe, across whether it's diagnostics to pharmaceuticals and digital health technology to even medtech. So our region was recently awarded the Tech Hub Strategy grant from the EDA, and this will be really significant, when we think about being recognized on a national level as a potential medical device hub. So we really have the opportunity to leverage this recognition to drive new investments and economic development as we think about medical device manufacturing, and that being really a key multiplier as part of this EDA grant and the strategy development consortium that we put together to really help accelerate, equitable regional economic development growth by leveraging those existing assets that we have here and the emerging technologies in AI and machine learning as part of that. So a lot happening in Greater Phoenix. I'll take a pause because in economic development we could talk forever. So I'll turn it back over to you, Mark.
Mark, as always, it's a great pleasure to have you on these sessions, and thank you for your very telling insights into what is a fantastic region.